Morning world, welcome to Sunday, September the 11th. Another Sunday. So a bit of business first. Next, not tomorrow, but Monday week, there will be no video. I will not be producing a video or uploading a video because of the events that are going on for the country, which are way more important than a little YouTube channel. So partially as a mark of respect to Her Majesty the Queen and the royal family, I will not be making any attempt to draw folks' vision away from the Queen's funeral, the events of that day. So I'm pretty sure most of you will understand. I think it's a good reason to miss an upload, and even if you don't agree with me, that's what I'm going to do anyway. Okay, so yeah, next Monday, 19th I think it is, there will be no Farmer P video put up. You got it. There you go. There you go. That's better. So, she had an eye bogey. Right, so according to my dad, he's not here. They have gone to Frampton Country Fair. I presume my brother's taken him. But I've left him yesterday's Farmer's Weekly, because I've read it. And I've also left him some wormer tablets and a pour-on scratchy insect. It's not Frontline, I can't remember what it's called now, for his dog. I was buying it for mine, so I thought I might as well get some for his. So we're going to pop down to Tether Fart now to have a look at the work that's been carried out on some other bits of our hedges. Now this time, everything that we're going to look at is everything I've agreed to, and I'm happy with, because most of it was dead elm. Some of it was some scraggy old hawthorn, but basically what we said with that was we will actually do the same as the other hedge with this one, but I actually think, well, one, there was no issue as far as the habitat side of it for us. The only thing that really bothered me with the other hedge was the two larger field maples coming out or coming down. I wanted to leave them in there. I'm very, very fond of Acre campestri, which is field maple. I didn't want to take them out, and that was part of the argument. The rest of the hedge, I wasn't happy to see it go, but I understood it as far as management was concerned. We could have laid it, and it'd be one of those things, if we'd laid that hedge, I dare say nobody would have minded the fact that it was coming down, because laying it would have brought it down to the same level. The only problem is to lay trees of that diameter at this time of year, it's not, it would probably have killed them. There's no point. So I've had one or two people say, oh, why didn't you lay it? Well, I've never laid a hedge before Christmas. That's always been a job, as far as I'm concerned, that you do in the beginning of the year, not at the end of the year. Now, some of you might want to do it in November, December, but for me, I would prefer to lay a hedge February, March. Personally, that's when I would do it. And one, didn't have time to lay the hedge. But what that machine did in a day would have taken laying 3 or 4 days, and to be honest, you would have had very nearly as much waste out of it. Honestly. If not, no, probably not more, but as much. So what we're going to do with the hedge is up there now, we'll probably, come the autumn, we will go up there and we will plant in the gaps that are left in the hedge that was taken down more hedging. It might sound counterintuitive. Fill the gaps up, and then what will happen in 5 years' time, that will be a sensible, decent, nice hedge with only 4 trees sticking out of it instead of 6 that I wanted. There you go. One or two of you have accused me of changing my tune. It's not a case of changing my tune as far as the hedge is concerned. I didn't really want it done, but I also understood why it was to be done. I mean, it's only about a 6.5 acre field with a great big hedge going up for the middle of it, and for grass and for shelter of the animals, that was okay. But if you want to grow a crop on it, hello, new entrance. If you want to grow a crop on that, having like a 6 metre strip either side of a hedge, which you're going to lose, well, that's 12 metres plus the width of the hedge, which is probably at least another 4. It's too wide. It's too big an area of the field to lose, and it would make actually doing the work, well, it wouldn't be worth it. Yes, there's profit involved. Of course there is. There's no point in doing it if you can't make money out of it. It's what would be the point? And yes, we'd make more profit from. Actually, I might go in that way. It just makes. It was a bitter pill, but I understand it, and I can disagree with it, but I can't disagree with it. So we're going to go in this way. That's made a big difference. Missed an elm tree. Oh, I think that's on the edge of the wall, perhaps. That's made a huge difference. Huge difference. So this little piece of land in here, my uncle 50 years ago used to keep pigs in here, and that's what this was. It was just for keeping of pigs, and it was okay for that, but we don't keep pigs any longer. So it kind of just been left, for want of a better. I topped this. I would top it about every other year. Wouldn't do it every year, but every other year I would come out and just top all the grass and the rough and the brambles off it, so it wouldn't get completely overgrown. But that's the kind of way it was going. It was becoming overgrown, and we had dead elms everywhere. All this hedge was full of dead elm. So what we've done is obviously not ripped all the stumps out, because that would actually disturb the roots from the other hedge as well. But that has tidied that up no end, and left nowhere for those bally pigeons to sit looking at our crops. So, okay, so he's left a couple of plum trees in there. There's even a couple of plums on there, but they're too high, I can't reach them. We've doubled the size of this field. So I could never actually clear everything in here with my topper, because there was piles of stone in here that were left from years ago, so I couldn't top over that. Well, obviously a 16 ton, or is it 13 ton machine just pushed it out the way. So I think the plan in here eventually is we'll have the rest of these dead elms. I think the electricity board are coming to have these out anyway, these dead elms here. I think the plan is that once the electricity board have done their bit, we will see if we can get some grant and actually replant a new hedge up through here, up the side of the road. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this strip of land, but I don't know. There's going to be acre of ground in here. Sure, we could find something to do with a spare acre, even if it's just top it off a bit more, maybe reseed it, or, you know, what do you reckon? Christmas tree plantation? Bit exposed for a Christmas tree plantation, then I think too many people will be up for themselves. But something along those lines. What would you do with a strip of land? It's going to be, how wide are we? We'll call that 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. probably another 20, so 30 odd meters across. 30 meters by 200, 180 maybe. I don't know, because there is actually a gate, an old gate in the corner there that goes through to the piece of ground where my cattle are. So that's where we're going to go next. We're going to go and see the boys and girls. So that has really tidied that up. Yeah, that's the old gate there. So like I say, this used to be a field for pigs years and years ago. But for us, and for the guy who took on the tenancy of the farm before we took it back, he kind of let this go. It wasn't worth his while to do anything with this. So we'll put this back into some kind of useful use. I don't know what quite else to do. So it needed all these dead elms. I mean, like I say, 90% of what you can see up there is elm. Most of it's dead. Some of it was alive, but it was only a matter of time before it was dead. Right, can I get across there? Oh, I'm going to hurt myself, aren't I? Oh. Okay, so this is the field we came across the other day when I moved that water trough. And the reason Dad wanted me to move the water trough was to make sure that digger didn't run over it. I don't think he would have done for 1 minute, but you know, better safe than sorry. Okay, let's see how much of the bale they got left. They've not really touched it. So they've obviously got enough with the grass. So that means that's probably going to get spoilt. That's 25 quid wasted. Oh well, we'll see. When they get hungry, they'll have a go at it. They're happy. All my neighbours, especially the farm at the top there, got so much a better view in there across the fields. So, which is another thing for us with farm security. It's nice to have your neighbours keeping an eye on stuff for you. Yeah, look at this OSR. This has all got to be sprayed off, killed, which seems a dreadful waste, but can't leave it in there with the wheat. Can't happen. So yeah, that is now a nice neat hedge. I like that. The downside is, and there is a downside, if you look at it, elm, 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 elm. Actually, it'd be quicker to point out something that's not elm when I get to it. Elm, elm, elder, which makes rubbish hedge anyway. Elder, little patch of hawthorn with a hazel in the middle of it. So that bit's okay. That bit down there will eventually die off because it's elm. That's elm. No, that's not. That's actually, I thought it was a hawthorn. It's not. It's just a hawthorn branch hanging in there. Elm, elm. It's nearly all elm. So I think that's one of the reasons we're looking at possibly planting a new hedge all up by the road, probably a couple of metres in from the road. New hedge, because there is a reasonable chance that sometime maybe in the future we'll just take all this elm out when it dies, and it will. Take it all out. Put a pipe down the thing and just bring that back into the field. That is another option. I'm not saying that's what we're doing, but it is an option. As far as the farm's concerned, long term, that would be the best option, unless I can think of something to do with that out there that makes it worth keeping like it is. Oh, bit of blackthorn there. Hawthorn, elm, elm. Right, and that's the beastie, which most of you will be interested in. That's the beastie that's done the work. So, local guy. Yeah. That's a piece of kit, that, isn't it? I might be a little bit envious.
How's your day been? Good to see your face. How you doing? Tell me your story. I just wanna have a conversation. I just wanna make a friend or two. I'm not trying to change your mind. All I'm trying to do is